let's of course talk about your you have also recently started off with your own consultancy services.
I'm offering my consultancy services nowadays.
Mhm,
I've taken my first step for myself, like what I've learned from my past industrial experience and what I am still learning. I consider myself as a learner for
mhm,
every job. I am like a student for it. So I
mhm,
learn the core requirement of that particular process or that
mhm,
industry. And after these learnings, I can say, and then I have felt after 3 years of my service, now I have almost 3 years of experience. I felt that I should share my knowledge because let me talk about the sulfuric acid sector in Pakistan. There
mhm,
are not much renowned engineers working in this sector. So I felt that there is a gap between the industrialist and the professional engineers. And not many people are working in this sector. They usually run away from it because of all of the because it is like highly gaseous raising plant, and people usually run away from it because
mhm,
of the health concern or the safety concern. And I do feel that it is very like complex for a very complex phenomena. For many
mhm,
of people, they consider that sulfuric acid manufacturing is a quite a simple step, that we usually burn the sulfur, mix the air, and then we mix the water and then make the sulfuric acid. But in reality, this is not what is happening in the plant. We have to consider all the stages equally during the
mhm.
process, and then we have to consider the environment rules and regulations. And the challenge most of the sulfuric acid industry is facing nowadays is environment pollution and the stack problem.
Exactly. And it's great that you have identified a problem and now you're also making a difference to solve that problem. And that's, of course, the very first, the main trait for a consultant. So you're all already on the very right road. But now coming down to to talk about the scope of your consulting services, what it is that you're aiming, like, for example, if I was to, like, what sort of problem should I have for me to be able to contact you to get a solution?
Yeah, there are like as I told you that sulfuric acid manufacturing is quite
Mm-hmm.
very simple in terms of chemistry reactions. That we have to burn the sulfur, we have then oxidation of the sulfur dioxide, and then we have the
Mm-hmm.
absorption phenomena. But in practical, we usually
Mm-hmm.
face the problems, including the low gas processing, the catalyst poisoning in terms of plant operation. There are some challenges, including the feed rate problem,
Mm-hmm.
the sulfur quality problems. Then we face the problem of environmental, which are directly checked by Environmental Protection Agency of Pakistan. So we
Mm-hmm.
have to be very sharp regarding all these problems. And the most common problem nowadays in sulfuric acid is actually the stack control problem, because a large number of sulfur dioxide gas is released and from the
Mm-hmm.
plant, and this sulfur dioxide is simply acid rain. So
Mm-hmm.
most of the plant, like as I talked about in sulfuric acid case, like I'm based in Lahore region. I'm
Mm-hmm.
working near Lahore region, and there are about like 10 to 15 sulfuric acid plants which are locally manufacturing sulfuric acid. But the problem, most of them are facing the stack problem. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of emissions is released from the plant, and nobody is taking responsibility that who is responsible for the emissions, what are the causes of this emission, and how can we reduce emission. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
there are some industries which have a strong check and balance. Like as I worked in further chemicals myself, and the management was very concerned about it. They faced a lot of challenges and difficulties, and they were actually facing the fines even from the government
Mm-hmm.
side. So then I what I learned from that previous experience, that emission control is actually because of like what is emission control is basically due to the less gas processing or low gas processing in our reactor, or low
Mm-hmm.
absorption phenomena, whatever it is the reason. So there are
Mm-hmm.
some reasons which are involved during the process, not the end of the stack, that there is a stack is going on, and like in most of the
Mm-hmm.
cases even there is a water mist or acid mist is released from some plants.
Mm-hmm.
So it is quite concerning for people like me who are working in this sector. And
Mm-hmm.
it actually urged me to present myself as a
Mm-hmm.
consultant for people who are supervising who are like running the sulfuric industry and facing the same problems we faced in during our plant. And then
Mm-hmm.
I actually installed the sulfuric acid plant. So I learned that during the installation stage, if you control the feeding side, if you control the reactive side, if you control the circulation side of a sulfuric acid plant, I'm talking particularly about sulfuric acid plant, then the chances of the problem are least now. So
Mm-hmm.
most of the cases, they do not give importance to the like the feed rate or the feed side of the process. So
Mm-hmm.
at the start of the process, if you control the start of the process and if you optimize this process from the start and from the very beginning, if you start the plant with a possible exact calculation, because the calculations are highly required for plant
Mm-hmm.
startup or plant installation. So if you have accurate calculation or near to the accurate calculations, you have less chances of process troubles coming in the few next months. But if you do
Mm-hmm.
not pay attention to the calculation or the stoichiometry side of the plant,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to face the consequences.
Of course. Yeah, I fully agree. I mean, you really have. But now you keep mentioning sulfuric acid production, and it's great that you're
Yeah,
an
yeah.
expert in that area. But do you also see yourself expanding your consulting services into other production lines?
Yeah, I'm dealing with I'm trying to deal with the people who are interested in
Mm-hmm.
production of the single superphosphate fertilizer, because fertilizer
Mm-hmm.
is widely required
Mm-hmm.
chemical in Pakistan, in countries, agricultural countries like Pakistan, or when I talk about the Pakistan or the whole South Asia region, it is
Mm-hmm.
like a highly agricultural region of the world. And then I can present my services or my expertise in that particular
Mm-hmm.
sector as well. And yes, I'm
Mm-hmm.
in contact, or I'm in contact with around 3 to 4
Mm-hmm.
different groups which are based in Pakistan, which are
Mm-hmm.
working on these sectors, and they have their plans for the installation of the project. I deal with the
Mm-hmm.
project side. I'm offering my services for the project side as well as for the
Mm-hmm.
process consultancy, for the
Mm-hmm.
design, for the optimization or any problem analysis. If someone is facing on the sulfuric acid or single superphosphate fertilizer plant, I'm available. And actually, what I felt from my motivation, that
Mm-hmm.
there is a lot of gap. No engineers are working in this particular sector.
Mm-hmm.
No engineers are paying the attention to the people who had that industry. And yes, on the other side, the management look for the options, available options that can solve their problem. So if someone is interested, if someone is looking for solution, he has to
Mm-hmm.
contact or he has to approach any particular expert for that industry. And
Mm-hmm.
I felt myself that if I provide my consultancy services for the people who are looking for such consultancies regarding their plants, regarding their product installation, regarding their process problems at their plants, I'm available for them.
Amazing. Yeah, that's really great that you are there. We know you're an expert. We know what you're doing now. But then the final question, of course, is that how do people get in touch with you? Do people can just write to you on LinkedIn and find you, or how would you rather have you
Yes,
be contacted?
yes. Let me explain that. At moment I have taken that first step, and I've gotten some positive response from
Mm-hmm.
people in Pakistan as well as some people out of the Pakistan in my near countries, and some people ask for their solution to the problems, and they have emailed me on my provided email, which I have mentioned in my specific post, and I'm planning to start a proper consultancy firm in future, inshallah. And
Mm-hmm.
then I will do provide consultancy for the firms in a professional way. At moment, I'm working as a self boss, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
working as in myself capacity. But in my future, next very next future, I will try to make
Mm-hmm.
a proper consultancy firm, and like the
Mm-hmm.
office setup and all of the corporate setup. But yes, there are
Amazing.
the talks, there are those plans of the future. But at
Yep.
moment, I'm providing the consultancy services on my
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn account. If someone is
Mm-hmm.
interested or want to have some chat or discussion with me, they can approach me using my email or my LinkedIn account I have provided. So I
Mm-hmm.
use LinkedIn more oftenly as compared to the other applications in my
Mm-hmm.
phone. So yes, it is
Amazing.
a plus point for me and for the people who are looking uh, for the ideas or the solution to their challenges.
Mm-hmm. Great. But that's wonderful. And of course, like the most important, the hardest part is to take the first step, right? Once you get
Yeah.
started, then of course the path kind of finds itself as you move along. But thank you so very much for sharing your expertise and also about sharing your plans for your consultancy with us here today as well. And I hope the people that are watching, if you have any questions or anything you want to learn more about it, then do feel free to reach out to Saud right away on LinkedIn. And I think we have provided your LinkedIn link in the description
I
as well.
provided my LinkedIn account as well, and I provided my email ID, personal email ID, and I have provided even my WhatsApp phone number of, so
Mm-hmm.
that if somebody can approach my or using my WhatsApp phone number, or you can email me, or just simply click on my LinkedIn profile and do drop a message in my inbox, or if someone has not that access, I will try to reach him out if he mentions his problem in comments as well, so I will respond to him.
Of course, yep. And thank you so very much, Saud. Thank you.
Thank you for listening. And if you have not done so already, remember to become a free member at Chemical Engineering Life. And do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and stay tuned for more upcoming podcasts with chemical engineers. Thank you and have a great day.